Well, not what I wanted to do, but hey, Mr. Barrow, you and I need to have words. Oh, it doesn't go up that high. Because you have something nobody wants, but I have to pick up. Where are you, Mr. Barrow? There you are. Well, you sell something that is... It falls between the normal machete and the machete wraith. The machete wraith has a higher attack speed and more damage, meaning it does more DPS. It is, no matter how you look at it, a better weapon. But the Prisma Machete is better than the normal machete. So it's kind of an upgrade to the standard one, but it was never, ever going to be better than the machete wraith. This is one of those weapons that they probably should have released before the machete wraith that has been in existence for so long. This, unless it was better than the wraith, was always going to be a mid-tier between the three machetes. There are obviously other machetes that use machete stances, but this is one of three that actually uses the machete name. But it's 400 ducats. It ain't cheap. Not a problem. Quick visit to the terminal to make sure that I always have at least 1,000 ducats, especially since there was something a while ago that cost that later and can actually pick this thing up. It says tradable, but apparently it's broken, and considering they're not going to fix anything until basically the next update, Tuesday the 6th, that's not going to be fixed anytime soon. This happens every time he brings a new Prisma weapon. It's not tradable until later, and it's not going to be tradable till much later because they're just not going to do any hotfixes, even though they should have done a hotfix. Ooh, well, you can tell by the timer he's been around for 6.5 hours before I finally got around to picking this thing up, so it should have been hotfixed by now. As mentioned, there are quite a few different machetes, but we only really care about these three. Sadly, the Gazelle does share the same name, so there's nothing we can do about that, but we need to kind of equip this one, and then go back in and try and find them all over again, because that's a thing that you apparently need to do every time to see that the normal machete, this has more crit multiplier, more damage everywhere, twice the status, more damage, yeah. And then what I've been not looking forward to is the machete wraith that is green across the board everywhere. The machete wraith is the one to have. The attack speed and the more damage means this thing does more DPS. The machete wraith is definitely the better of the weapons. This, the addition of Prisma crystals allows blah 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 blah. Yeah, you can give it any kind of name that you want to, but some kind of weird effect that makes it a good weapon would have been handy, but no such thing existed. Which is a shame for this weapon, because it also has no polarities. Seeing how it is more on the status based side of things, I thought, okay, the 4 dual stat elemental mods, and well, it kind of goes without saying, condition overload would have to go in here, but it will definitely need 2, possibly 3 forma before you can actually fit that into that one remaining slot. It will kind of only take your crit chance to 33%, even with True Steel in here. Yeah, it only takes it to 68.2% status chance. So is it worth getting more crit but sacrificing status and at the same time damage? Decided best way I can go about demonstrating this would be to just equip it, and no, you're over there, so I'll go this way. Yeah, it was taking 4 or 5 hits to take these out. And it's basically, I need to change the stance as well, I prefer the other one. It is actually taking them out really effectively when it's built for status, not just for crit. The crit will work on almost everything, but not on this, because, yeah, that's one of the frames that's here that I'm trying to keep a distance from so they don't kill it too quickly. Yeah. Building it for status just does more damage. And comparing the damage, yes, it damage number wise does more damage, but actually using it could see the difference. it was taking 3 or 4 hits to take out any enemies. And of course I say this and can't come across an enemy that lives long enough because, well, if I stopped buffing them, or buffing the abilities, that might not be happening as much. But yeah, they are going... Oops. Stand up. Stand up. They are going down much more efficient when built for status. So condition overload will just increase this so much more. I'm really looking forward to fitting that in here. Yes, I am painfully aware. Where are you? First off, there's an enemy around here who is freezing me. And now there's one purpling me, which is something to do with energy drain. I can't remember the exact term for it offhand, but yes, I'm looking forward to trying it like that, and I am plainly aware, painfully aware, that this thing is nothing more than mastery fodder, but sometimes it is really nice to just go back. He was dead before I even swung. And just play with a weapon that you haven't played with in a long, long time. That, on the other hand, that was all me. Oh, yes. Go away. Gone. Oh, no, I would not leave this equipped for long. But yes, this thing is more than powerful enough to handle most things. Anybody actually going through? Yep. So, if I go, in the hope that I would be able to come over and go, all of you Grenier, please go away. You were level 100, well, who wasn't level 100, they are level 79, and now you're level dead. Yes, they are being taken out by other enemies very efficiently, but when I was using this for crit, it sucked so badly. There is no other way of putting it. There is mastery fodder, and then there is this thing built for crit. Build the Machete Wraith for crit. This thing favours status so much more. It is such a better weapon when it is status built. And remember, still don't have condition overload on this. Will be putting it on, but probably not when recording because, well, let's not forget, key point about all of this. At the end of the day, it is just mastery fodder, and this is all without using heavy attacks. This is all just normal attacking. Heavy attacks on this thing, well, it does 4 times the damage, but it takes a long time to wind up. But I do like the heavy attacks because that spinning motion, when you're not knocked down onto the floor beneath you, is great. But that just depends on the stance you actually have equipped to begin with anyway. But hey, throw condition overload on, why not? It didn't really fit. I had to sacrifice a little bit of damage to make it fit, but yeah, it's better, but still works about as good as it did before. Again, you just have to remember this thing is basically nothing more than giant mastery fodder for a lot of people. If you don't have the Machete Wraith, yes, this is obviously a great stepping stone in the right direction until you get a hold of it, but it is... Oh, I do that every time. That's why I wanted to take this stance off. It is good against itself. That sounds weird. But the Machete Wraith is better in every single way. You saw it at the beginning of the video. It is completely and utterly true. Don't you dare. There is no other way around it. This is the definition of mastery fodder, of nothing more than a... I'm trying to attack a rhino. Nope. Was that the rhino? Is there a rhino here would be the next question. I don't know. I haven't kept track of it. This is about 3 games later. It is fun to use a weapon you haven't used in ages. Yes, it can be made to be quite effective. No, it's not worth keeping... Oh, that was a huge mistake. Why did you not back roll? You silly, 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 silly Equinox. And now I need to go up here because I don't care what you're all doing. I'm going to the next level. With or without yous. Turns out they did come through with me anyway. And yeah. Again, it is basically just mastery fodder. Yes, it is fun to use something you haven't used in a long time. I am enjoying using it, but let's be honest, when it gets to 30 this time round, it will basically be going into the never to be used again bin with the Machete Wraith, because there is a lot of melee weapons that are a lot stronger than this. I probably also should activate that ability, which people will notice I wasn't using during this video, because, well, I'm taking a different approach to leveling things in Elite Sanctuary Onslaught recently, which is more buffing other players than doing it myself, because doing it yourself does not always help other people as much as you might think it does. But I think with that, level 70s be damned, they can all go away. We'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.